Rock me.
Welcome back to Franceschi Hall for Game 2 of our doubleheader, our opening night for the 2025 season. As is a tradition here at the Roller Derby, I am joined by still another play-by-color broadcaster, Latino Ouija, who played for Root Force in their 200-100 win over the NorCal Roller Derby team from Chico. Latina, congratulations on the Game 1 win.
Thank you so much.
So tell me about it. I mean, you had a lot of first-timers out there, and I thought you guys looked good. I thought the pace picked up as it went. I thought the defense, you were on defensive blocker. I thought you guys played defense all the way around the rink. Outstanding. What's the feedback you've heard so far?
So far, so good. We were communicating in the form of screaming and telepathically telling each other where to be. And, you know, sometimes we got to drop the arms on the tripod and we're all just rolling by ourselves and then we collect in the front. So
tell me about that. What does that mean, drop the arms on the tripod?
So when we have a jammer and we're trying to collect them, sometimes they get around us. So we are very open to we say watch out for O, which means the opposite team's blockers are going to come FRS up, and then we have to kind of separate from that tripod that we call it. So the two butts that are all blockers and the person in the front holding us, we all have to fend for ourselves for a second and reform in the front.
Now, I thought, this is just watching, that what you did best was reform.
Exactly. Yeah.
In the game.
Yeah. So meet in the front means reform. It means that the opposite team is trying to separate us, or the jammer is trying to separate us, and then we're just going to leave them behind us. And it's a forward-moving game, so we keep moving forward. It worked, I think.
All right. So a fantastic start for Root Force. I thought the Chico team that was their first time out in years. I mean, they did well. It was a good opponent to start, but it was an outstanding result on opening night.
Gosh, I am so happy that we got to play them. I'm really proud of them for bringing it back up to Humboldt, and their packs were really hard. They were also reforming and giving us a lot of work to do, but in the end, I think that we communicated far better.
I like it when you said there's screaming and then there's telepathic communication. Nothing in between, though, right?
I don't think so. We haven't figured it out yet.
There you go. So this game is a very interesting matchup, as the way I see it. You have a team from the Bay Area, the Supernovas, that are an all-star team. They are a team of, they were originally formed by people that played in 4 different leagues around the Bay Area, and they put this team together as a travel team, and it has been wildly successful. It is a playoff team from last year, and now currently the number 11 team in the Western United States.
Wow. We are very honored to host them.
You are very honored to host them. Humboldt, no slouch, the 18th rated team in the Western United States. But we have seen some of these travel teams come in here before. Last year, Bakersfield came in, Cherry City came in, that pull players from different teams around their areas, large population areas. And those are very tough teams for Humboldt to play.
Oh, yeah. They really give us a run for our track time, and we really work to use our track time effectively. I mean, we only get to meet 3 times a week, and we have an A team, we have a travel team. I'm really happy that, you know, we're getting to host them, and we're going to see how they play.
So here they come skating around the track. One thing you notice right off the top, just the number of players, the size of the roster, meaning that the Supernovas are a deep team. Chico, I think NorCal, when we watched the first game, they didn't have as many players. And that being said, what happens when you don't have as many players is they got tired at the end. But this squad is got enough players to go ahead and have folks be rested throughout the game. Now, Humboldt, the home team, is the same thing. Their roster's large tonight as well.
Yeah, but you make a great point that it is more effective for the team to be able to throw out new packs and then give everybody a breather. You never know what Redwood Acres is going to feel like. Sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold, sometimes, you never know. So,
well, that's going to be key in this game. I think that when you're looking at an all-star team from a populated area, it's a tough task for Humboldt to be in the game. Want to mention it here at the top of the hour that we are indeed KZZH 96.7 Eureka Community Radio from Access Humboldt. We also want to thank Underwriter, the New Orleans inspired bar, the Speakeasy, who's been with us for 2 years now. The Speakeasy, custom built bar, seasonal craft cocktails. A home team is being introduced right now. Seasonal craft cocktails, local fresh ingredients, live jazz and blues music, and more. So Shredder Mercury, go ahead and announce first. Ready, Mercury.
Chakra Punch.
And the fans are giving a big cheer for the home team.
Overkill.
Cloverkill, who is a jammer and ready to go tonight.
We got Carl.
As is Carl Sparks, serious jammer from last year. Here's my broadcast partner from game one, Sasha Thrash, out onto the rink.
Love our president.
Now, is this something you aspire to be as a roller?
I think so. I think I feel really competitive when I'm on the track. I feel like every time I don't have to work like a weirdo, that I get to spend more time on my favorite place. And this is my favorite part of the day.
There you go. Now, you get to scrimmage against the rollers all the time in practice, right?
Yes. This is true. I was just talking about how I can't wait to scrimmage each other because depending on how this game rolls out, it's going to be amazing. I am looking forward to our scrimmage.
This is going to be a tough game for the Redwood Rollers. However, that being said, something tells me they might just be a little that much tougher in practice. So teams have been introduced once around for Humboldt. They're going to be in the home black jerseys with the red trim. The Supernovas are white jerseys with mostly black trim. Humboldt's going to start in the turn 4 corner. That's the one nearest us, right by the jam line. And the Supernovas will start their half over in turn 3. Humboldt comes out. Rotten to Liqueur is there. Let's see. Destroyer is going to be a starter. We're going to look down there. There's Mod Behavior.
And Otter Pop, OP.
And Otter Pop. Otter Pop and Mod Behavior serving as captains tonight. Looks like the first
jammer is Mad Plow.
Mad Plow is the first jammer to start out for Humboldt tonight. Both teams start on the far line and then move up to the jam line. And here we go. We are off. Smashing it. What a move there by Rex, number 37. Those glasses like the Buddy Holly of roller derby. And they're going to break to the outside and want some great footwork along the end line.
Yeah, it was great happy feet movement.
Meanwhile, Power Jam, not a Power Jam yet, but Mad Plow completely stuck and now passing the panty to Otter Pop. And Otter Pop's going to be the jammer now with a chance. Rex is going to call off the jam.
That was a great helmet cover pass from
It
our
was.
jammer who was stuck and having trouble. The blockers did a really good job for containment, and the helmet cover got passed.
4-0 though on 8-0 on the run for the Supernovas, the Ultraviolets. And my thought is it probably not good for Humboldt to get behind tonight too far, is to stay and keep contact. That's looks like Cloverkill in as the jammer going to break to the outside. What a move! Free and clear, Cloverkill. Meanwhile, great defense by Humboldt, knocking down the jammer for the Supernovas. And Cloverkill coming up for a scoring possibility. Finally breaking loops. Zoe Thorpe. And some hitting going on here. Cloverkill's going to call off the jam before Zoe Thorpe got a chance to get up to the pack and maybe score themselves. So strategically calling off the jam. 4 points for Humboldt, 8-4. Carl Sparks looks like they're up next as the jammer. Everybody up on the jam line now. For the Ultraviolets, down goes their jammer.
Here comes Maud with some.
And Carl Sparks hanging with it. But breaking loose first is Harley Sin. Harley Sin moving around and going to take on the tripod here down in turn 1. And Rotten Tulicore delivers a hit.
We got a helmet cover pass.
We had a pass. Otter Pop again. So we've seen the panty pass twice for the Rollers already, both times to Otter Pop. Jam called off by Harley Sin. 17:29 to go. First half, 4 points for the Supernovas. 12-4. What we're looking at. Shaka Punch is going to take their first chance tonight at being the jammer. So some jockeying for position, and Chakra Punch met and blasting through for the Supernovas. Number 610, Killer V.
With lead jammer.
They are the lead jammer. And trying to take the outside, but that was Sasha Thrash, our announcer for the first game, pumping her out. Meanwhile, Chakra Punch is just completely bottled up, trying to pass the panty.
Here we have Danger.
And trying to look for Danger, and
they were scrubbing the speed of the jammer. Now they're on the
Danger
second
has it, but already picked up by the defense. Meanwhile, Killer V coming around for a scoring opportunity, knocked out on the outside. Got to go back.
Nice. What I really like about the Rollers, they have a lot of experience and they cover a lot of ground. So when we're having the front pack move forward and we don't break the pack because they will stagger themselves on those lines that we have. And it makes it so that the refs are happy with what we're doing.
There you go. 19-4, though. A 7-0 run on that last jam. Mad Plow disease. Mad Plow pushing forward, but jammed up already. Meanwhile, breaking loose. Rex. And those glasses. Rex coming around. Mad Plow still fighting. Mad Plow is going to break loose. So finally, and working hard to catch up with the pack. Rex with some good footwork and then bounced out. Oh, my Destroyer. Man. Now that was some hitting. Destroyer with the hit. We've got 2 in the penalty box, but we've still got jammers and we've got even numbers. 24:58 to go here in half number 1, just getting started, but Humboldt digging themselves a hole. 23-4 and breaking loose. Number 86, Zotrope And coming up for the score, clothesline, and then getting away, hammering, running into stranger danger, and breaking loose. Zoe scoring. For the third time tonight, we've already seen Humboldt pass the panty. Zoetrope at turn number 2, racking up the points into the outside, calling off the jam. So 31-4, a nightmare start for Humboldt.
You're really good at this. Have you been watching Derby? It shows.
Well, I've done, thank you. I've done some of these games. I can't really say on air how I got. Anyway, breaking loose here on the lead for the Supernovas is Marinator. Marinator coming around, finally pushing forward.
We got Marty with the star.
Finally, once again, the panty pass. I've seen more panty passes in this game than I did all last season. And Maud behavior has it, but the jam's going to be called off. So, timeout, Humboldt. They got to go ahead and take stock of what's going on here. 35-4, passing the panty.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about passing the panty. Is it a desperate move?
It is when you don't have lead, you're allowed to remove your helmet cover, as we've been trained to call it. I think we graduated from calling it a panty pass.
Are you sure?
I think
That's
so.
what I was told last year.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I keep hearing that. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a outdated way to call it. At least when I joined HRD, we were starting to call it a helmet cover pass.
I'll call it a helmet cover. I'm much better with that.
That's why I asked. I'm like, you've been watching some old school Derby? That's awesome.
Did you ever see that movie, Anatomy of a Murder? It's a movie from the 50s, a very deep movie.
It sounds up my alley.
They ask at one point if they can use the word panty in testimony.
I love that.
There you go.
Oh, forensics.
We'll call it a helmet cover from here on out. Chakra Punch in as the jammer for Humboldt. 23-12 to go, 35-4. Things not going well for Humboldt. As breaking through for the Supernovas is number 610, their captain, Killer B. And Supernovas staying on the blockers for Humboldt. And Killer B able to blow right through, picking up points.
Yep.
Supernovas go from offense to defense very well along their blocking line. Outstanding. Great job up here up front by number 13, Lil Killa. And Lil Killa clearing a pathway for V, and V is going to be scoring some more. So Killer V behind Lil Killa. And V breaks through again. Strolling for V, a 12-0 run. Meanwhile, Humboldt has passed the head cover, but just can't break loose at all. Killer V smashing in to Chakra Punch, finally calling off the jam, exhausted. And with 22:01 to go, a 16-0 run, 51-4. They look like an all-star team from a populated area. My goodness.
Yeah, really shows in their footwork, the way that they reform. They're telepathic, I'll tell you that.
They're telepathic. There you go. I like it. And speaking of telepathy, as if called by those wavelengths, they all get up onto the jam line, and it's a hard charge here. Rex has been knocked out, has to go back, but right back into it. Otter Pop trying to hold the line. Rotten Tulicore trying to hold the line, but Rex breaks through. And then Rotten Tulicore tripped her on the way out. No call. And breaking loose finally is Otter Pop, who had the helmet cover pass. And calling off the jam is Rex. Another scoreless jam for the Redwood Rollers as they now trail by 51 points, 55-4. And the game is being decided on this jam line right here. It's going to be Cloverkill to get things started, but great jobs moving by the triangles of the Supernovas. Meanwhile, breaking loose is Zoe Thorpe. And Zoe Thorpe, what moves in and out, ducking, sliding, and breaking loose. Now you see her, now you don't. And here she comes up for her third time around, and she ducks under and then takes on Stranger Danger, who's no match in that confrontation. And so Trope is scoring again. This is another large scoring gem. Oh, trying to sneak around the tripod. Just outstanding. Zoetrope to the inside, taking on it. Stranger Danger with a hit. Stranger Danger with another hit. But Zoetrope hanging in there. Already 8-0 on the jam. Cloverkill finally passing. Hey, there's some points. Hallelujah for the home team. It's an 8-4 jam. No, make that 12-4 as the points pack up. 67-8 with 19:10 to go. What do you do when it's like this, when the other team is just on a roll? How do you stop that?
We go back to basics. Containment, sitting, making sure our wheels are gaining traction so we don't just get pushed forward immediately. I mean, we sigh a lot.
So good job by the Humboldt defense here, but still the Supernovas with the push, but a great job by Humboldt here. Their best defense and night breaking through. Carol Sparks, lead jammer. And finally on the jam is Marinator for the Supernovas. But before Marinator is able to catch up, Carl Sparks calls off the jam.
They were really close behind, so we give credit where credit's due. They're giving them the work.
Supernovas catching up. It was a jam where no points were awarded.
It's really hard because I want to scream a bunch. Like, I won't.
Crowd chanting for the Rollers. And all gummed up here. Haven't even reached turn one yet. It's a scrum.
So we practice this when we hang out. We call it cluster fudge.
And there we go, and breaking loose. Cherry Bomber, who had the great gameplay for the Roots. Lead jammer here. She likes to take them on. This should be some collision, and oh my. Calling off the jam, Silly Goose with a hip check, knocking her to the inside.
Getting a
1 point for the Roller. That was a hard-earned point.
Yep, getting a point, calling it off.
Oh my. Hip check to the floor. 67-9.
Cherry is amazing. I can't believe they're playing a second game. I can believe they're playing a second game. They're a heavy hitter.
Very heavy hitter. Very heavy hitter. Chakra Punch is the jammer for Humboldt, getting knocked out, coming back in, but facing a very stern test in that Supernova line. Meanwhile, it's Killer V breaking loose. Killer V breaking loose. Punch looking to pass the head cover, and Killer V is going to go through and score points while that's happening. So here's the defense. Killer V running into the tripod for Humboldt. And we have the jam called off. 4-0 run there for the team from the Bay Area. 71-9. Rex is back in, easily distinguished by those white Buddy Holly type glasses. Meanwhile, Mad Plow is driven out by Prince Sparkle Fists. Rex is broken through and is the lead jammer and is very deceptive. Kind of a slow than fast move that Rex has. Kind of like a change up all the time going around. The head cover was passed to Stranger Danger. And here comes Rex along the line. Calling off the jam. Points will be awarded. Humboldt, the Redwood Rollers, will get shut out again. 7-0 on the exchange. 78-9 is the score. Cloverkill comes in as the going to be the jammer for Humboldt. I'm trying to look at some of the other players. She's going to be up against Zoe Thorpe.
Tripod here.
And Zoe Thorpe is going to get
very nice. The brace is brought into the core. Very strong brace. Going to the in, going to the out.
Right to the core. Working hard with mod behavior.
All right, let me do the switch.
And meanwhile, Cloverkill does break loose. And there's a power jam situation. Zoe Thorpe in a box. Here comes Cloverkill clapping, calling out some sort of play, but not able to get around the defense. Now cutting to the inside and having a chance along the outside. She's past Harley Sin and going to score some points. 4 points for Humboldt on the power jam. And now they've got a 5-on-3 advantage. But Cloverkill out pacing her blocking. They're going to call off the jam there. 13-10 to go. Humboldt, their best jam of the night, scoring 6-0 for the Supernovas. And it's 78-15 with 12:57 to go here in the first half. Carl Sparks will be the jammer for Humboldt. And a timeout. Timeout called by the Bay Area team. Why would they call timeout here? 78-15.
Number of things. I've been told that the team or the bench coaches have seen things happen on the track that maybe didn't get called. Sometimes things are happening on the bench and they need a breather. Could be a number of things. Timeouts, official reviews. Yeah, it's up to the bench coach.
Usually when a team is ahead, you like that clock to run, but maybe exactly what you said, the Supernovas see something that they want to change. Now, why they would want to change anything? They have a 63-point lead and have been fantastic. And if this is just a traveling team, I wonder how much they play together. As I was told, this was a playoff team from last season. Here they come back onto the rink. Outstanding defense. Now, they've got one in the penalty box, so they're one down. Carl Sparks going to be the Humboldt jammer. Looks like Marinator is the jammer for The Supernovas are doing a great job tiptoeing along the line. My goodness. Great job escaping down here in turn one by towing that line. And now Marinator with a chance to score and doing a great job cutting inside the blockers for Humboldt and then calling the jam off. A 4-0 run, at least at this point, 4-1, making it 82-16. What happens is the score keeps updating as we go, as the referees, both the inside pack refs, go ahead, and the jam refs, and they award points for players that were passed. So here we go again. Chakra Punch had a tough night, a great jammer in their own right, and yet they've had a very difficult time getting through tonight. And Killer V, I'll tell you what, Killer V has broken loose a lot and kind of lulls you to sleep. Nothing fancy about their game. As they get through, great block there by Little Killer. Kind of sneaking around. Little Killer delivering a blow to Chakra Punch. 1, 2. But Chakra Punch keeps coming at him. Chakra Punch exhausted. What a defense by the Supernovas. And the same for Humboldt. They've stopped Killer V in the tracks. Both of these teams, they're plugging away, but there's nothing to be gained. Not an inch. Nothing. Chakra Punch finally knocked out. Now Little Killer goes back on offense, delivers a block and springs Killer V. Killer V on the loose and scoring points for
Here we go, Chakra.
Supernovas. Once again, Killer V to the inside. Not on.
Here we go. I have sound.
Back here at Franceschi Hall. It's 98-16. Want to thank the underwriters here at the bottom of the hour. Rennie Public Law Group, providing legal services to public agencies throughout California, practicing public law in the public interest. And A to Z Eye Care, dedicated to providing the community with quality vision care through education, technology, and excellent service. Rex is going to break loose for
Noise.
the Supernovas. Rex has been outstanding all night. Meanwhile, the helmet cover was passed, and Stranger Danger is on the run, trying to score some points, trying anything. And time ticking down in a half that Humboldt the Redwood Rollers need to go and regroup, down 104-16. Just one tough defensive lineup that these CDG Supernovas throw out there. Here comes Cloverkill taking on right away that tripod of the Supernovas, while breaking loose on the outside, Zoetrope. And Zoetrope has had a good night. Scoring points. Oh, the old apex jump to the inside and still rolling across. Zoetrope, impressive. Ducking and sliding. Wow, what a move. Holy cow. I can't believe it. Man, there wasn't much room to fake out and go along that line, but Zoetrope able to do it. Likes that move, going right and then going left. Very effective. avoiding those collisions. And Zoetrope still rolling for the Ultraviolets. Boy, have you seen a player that moves as well as they do?
I have. My mic is off.
So Zoetrope still on the move, going down. And on the inside, a 16-0 run at the moment.
Test, test. All right.
So here we go to the inside. And Zoetrope thrown out. That was mod behavior. Enough was enough, I guess. 6:40 to go in a half. 120 to 16. Make it 122-16 as an 18-0 run by Zoetrope. Have you seen somebody that has the moves that they have?
Zoetrope is really great at doing some lateral movement, and we call it dancing when the jammer is moving laterally from lane 1 to 4 to try to either, split us up and move us forward, and then they find their lane and they just zip out of there. They're doing a really awesome job.
Dancing, I like it. So,
good job, HRD. Let's go, Rollers.
6:24 to go in the half, 122-16. The very thing that could not happen to the Redwood Rollers, which was to get behind big to a team of the quality of the CDG Supernovas, has happened. They've got behind, and a very tough team to try to go ahead and to catch up against. Coming off an 18-0 run, the Supernovas hold now a 122-16 lead. I guess at this point, you just try to win the jam. You just try to win that moment.
Yep.
Fans here. The crowd is here. Big crowd tonight on opening night.
Yeah, I'm so happy to see Redwood Acres just brighten up our day with everybody here, and everyone's having fun, and it's a great season opener. So thank you so much, everybody listening, everybody who's here. Thank you, Casey.
There you go. We'll take it. We'll bring it back out here on a track again in a month on March 22nd, Saturday, March 22nd. So here we go, getting ready for the start. Mad Plow getting ready to be the jammer for the Rollers. Little Killers up there.
Maybe we can get some apex jumps. Let's go, Plow.
Well, getting past the Little Killer is the key. I mean, my goodness, they played a great game. So here we go. And inside, outside, wow, moving around. Marinator. I'll tell you, the shake and bake and the fakes for the Bay Area team is unbelievable. Good hit there by Sassafras, but breaking loose was Marinator. And once again in the lead jam position and scoring points are these CDC team, and then knocked out on the inside.
Yeah, scrubbing the speed and trying to contain. Let's go, Tripod.
Doing a good job here down in turn 1 is the Humboldt defense. Meanwhile, continuing their excellent defense is the Supernovas. Stranger Danger had taken the helmet pass, and it's got to go all the way back. Pushing is Marinator, and looking like they're eventually going to go ahead and break loose on the far side. It was an excellent defensive effort by the Rollers, but an even better effort on that time by Marinator to hang with it. Marinator coming up again for possible scoring opportunities. already ahead 8-0 on the Jam and through the Humboldt defense and around for another pass. Teams lining up. Supernovas ready to block. Good blocking there. And a whistle. Play continues. It was a penalty on Humboldt. So there'll be one player down. The Rollers will. Stranger danger trying to push through. And it's going to be Marinator, the full 2-minute Jam. And what was the score on that? Another 16-0 run. My goodness. 138-16.
We have a whole nother half. Still too early to tell.
This is domination by the Supernovas, no doubt about it. Rex, who's been very good, now trying to take the straight ahead approach. Mod behavior, standing them up, and then they break away. Lead jammer Carl Sparks is also broke away. Can Carl Sparks catch? Is there going to be some jammer on jammer action? We'll see. No, Rex to the inside. Wow. That was quite a move, kind of making themselves as thin as possible, spreading their legs out and riding that inside rail and picking up 4 points and then calling off the Jam.
Beautiful sidewinder. That was great.
Is that what it's called? The
Yeah.
sidewinder?
Yeah,
Wow.
you can propel yourself with that front leg.
We got to like that. We've seen some great moves. Apex jumps, sidewinders, and then, here we go right here. Now, here is the player, Killer V, with all this exciting jamming by
Cherry bomb.
the Supernovas. Killer V is the most boring of all and is scoring all these points.
And we got Cherry Bomber pushing.
Cherry Bomber doing what Cherry Bomber does best. But meanwhile, ho hum, there's Killer V racking up the points.
Wow, Killer V.
Killer V is without question the most effective, boring, put him to sleep player I've ever seen. Unbelievable.
Putting in lots of points, but doing some beautiful crossovers with her skates.
Well, got to have some. I mean, I watch all these other jammers with all these incredible styles, and Killer V just skates around like it's Sunday in the park. Not a care in the world. Letting that clock run, hands on her knees as she comes up for another pass. Knocked out and going to call up the Jam. They were just done with it. 132 and counting. This half can't end fast enough for the Redwood Rollers. Another 16-0 run. 17-0, make it 159-16. Chakra Punch is one of the most terrific jammers out there that we see here at Franceschi Hall, and they've been completely bottled up the whole night. 109 and a timeout. Very difficult, down 143 points.
Getting winkies and kissy faces from the Rollers over there, making sure I say amazing things about their pack work.
Well, I mean, the Bay Area team feeling it, dancing on the line to the music.
I love to see the visiting teams having fun. It just makes all of our hard work feel like it's coming through. We really do want to put like a high production show for everybody.
Well, it'll be a big second half for Humboldt, and I don't mean a big second half like they're going to go ahead and erase a 143-point margin, but they got to play for their self-respect in the second half. $109 to go. It looks like Zoetrope is going to be up for the Bay Area team. Remember, the Bay Area team, 4 separate leagues in the Bay Area. Players from those 4 leagues try out for this team. So a highly populated area with an all-star type team. And they are really taking it to the Redwood Rollers at the moment.
Got the Dirty Derby blowhards bringing it hard.
The Derby band is, it's amazing to try to call a game when, the band's right behind you and they're, 25 or 6-4 and you're trying to think. And it's unbelievable. All part of Franceschi Hall. 160-16. And there's Zoetrope.
Making the lanes.
Otterpop doing a great job holding them up right now, but they slip away from Rotten to Liqueur. And Zoetrope is the lead jammer. Meanwhile, Chakra Punch. I don't know if Chakra Punch has scored a point in the first half. Oh, Zoetrope making a miss. Little of this, little of that, but able to really get around the Redwood Roller blockers. Pushing forward and now out. The Humboldt tripod's got Zoetrope worked right there. Good play by Sasha Thrash to delay her a bit, but now loose and scoring points. Chakra Punch looking to maybe pass the head cover. And Zoetrope scores some more. The half is going to end when this jam ends, but Zoetrope's going to try to score some more and is doing just that. Zoetrope on the outside. The half will end when this jam ends, and it's going to be a rough look for these Redwood Rollers. Zoetrope already on a 12-0 run to end the half. 18. Oh my goodness, a duck and slide by Zoetrope to get 4 more points. This is a 16-0 run at the moment. Finally taken to the outside, Rutten to Liqueur is going to make sure that that's the case. That's the intermission. It is 175-16. That's the score at halftime. The CDG Supernovas from the Bay Area. Wait, more points added on. 179-16 at the half. Latina, yikes.
I'm seeing it too. You know what? Humboldt Roller Derby, the rollers are playing clean, they're playing elegant, they're putting on a great game, and they're not making it easy, but we do have an all-star team.
You do have an all-star team, and that is the issue. Well, we're going to send it back to the station. It's KCZ. KCZH 96.7. I'm Paul Versu. The score at half. Supernovas 179, Redwood Rollers 16. Welcome back to KZZH's broadcast of the Humboldt Roller Derby. We saw a doubleheader action tonight, as we do on these Saturday nights from Franceschi Hall. Route Force, Humboldt B team won their first game against NorCal Roller Derby 200 to 100. But the home team hasn't had much to shout about here in game two. As an all-star team from the Bay Area, the CDG Supernovas have come up and really had one of the great displays of roller derby I have ever seen. Going ahead and besting the Redwood Rollers 179 to 16 in the first half. Latina, you're with me here for the broadcast. What did you think of their performance in the first half?
CDG?
Yeah.
All right. CDG is doing a lot of great pack work, and that's why we can't get our jammer out. So our jammer has to push and push and push against all these lines. It's 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet, and then getting sent out of bounds and then having to restart in the back. Like, they're really playing strategic. They're playing clean, and they're just, getting us back to basics.
So we're getting ready for the second half. Now, everybody that's ever played a sport has suffered through a bad half, a bad quarter, a bad period, a bad inning. It's happened. You just got to try to go out and win the next one. And so let's see how Humboldt goes ahead. The Redwood Rollers approach half number two, going in down 163 points at the half. I've watched sports my whole life. I've never rooted for a team that's been down 163 at the half.
I'm a Derby diehard.
You are a Derby diehard. You're a player. Hey, you're listening to KZZH Radio 96.7 Eureka, community radio from Access Humboldt. And the broadcast is underwritten by the Speakeasy Bar, New Orleans-inspired built custom bar. Seasonal craft cocktails, local fresh ingredients, live jazz and blues music, and more. Located at 411 Opera Alley. Well, Latina, I think this has got to be better.
I think maybe during the break, the bench coach had a lot to say.
Well, you think it's going to be better, but my goodness. Rex comes out and fakes left, goes right, dances along the line, and now is the lead jammer. Rex doing their job. Pushed out is Mad Plow, trying to get a lead jammer out for Humboldt. Has not worked. Rolling along the body, finally knocking over Maud Behavior. And out in front to score points. And now it looks as if take some time off the clock. The jammers for the Supernovas are going to approach this at a little slower pace. And calling off the jam is Rex. Good job by Maud Behavior as Rex came up for a second pass. Maud Behavior, some good defense to push them out. Well, I mean, they ended the half on a 19-0 run. That was just a 7-0. Does that mean improvement? 186-16. You know what you need to do with the tape of this one?
Mm-hmm.
Just throw it away. Don't watch it.
We might.
No, don't watch it.
We're going to learn so much. We're going to keep talking about this game, actually, for weeks to come. Actually.
Oh.
That's what's good.
Breaking loose is Zotrope, who's been, without question, one of the finest shake and bake deceptive jammers I've ever seen, breaking through the line and now cutting through. Great job identifying the lanes. Great job seeing the holes. Great job accelerating through those holes and coming around again for a scoring possibility. And right into the Humboldt defense. Defense doing a good job. And now Stranger Danger with a hip pushes Zotrope out. Zotrope is going to bust through, though. Meanwhile, the Humboldt jammer, nowhere in sight as Zoetrope is loose. Finally, Cloverkill stood up there by the secret cervix. Holy cow. And here comes Zoetrope around again. Zoetrope cutting to the inside. This jam is going on, and Zoetrope is on a 16-0 run. 19-0, 7-0, 16-0. This Bay Area team, oh, now you see her, now you don't. A duck move and along the line. And I mean, if you're on the Redwood Rollers, you're looking for her, but can't see her, can't find her. 206-16, a 20-0 run, which makes 46-0 in the last three jams. 26-46 to go.
We love to see some great roller derby.
We do love to see great roller derby. This is a Marinator. Marinator slipping away. I am so impressed with the Supernova Jammers. My goodness. They've got moves, they've got power. They like the hip check too. Look at that. Hip check sent the defense to the right and scurried around the left. Meanwhile, Rotten to the Core has the helmet cover and looks to be scoring some points. Marinator still on the loose. Rotten to the Core has to go back after getting knocked out, and it's going to get knocked out again by one of the Supernova players.
Yep, now we have a full tripod. Somebody got out of the box.
Full
and now we've
tripod happening. That was Tifa Knoxhard wearing number 9,999.
We got Shreddy making a lane for Tula, and Tula's going to get out, maybe. Supernovas are doing a great job making a wall.
Meanwhile, Marinator coming around for another pass. 218-20. Marinator being held up well by Otterpop. But getting away. I'll tell you, the Rollers try to knock the Supernovas out along the outside line, but the Supernovas have been unbelievable at staying in. They can really walk that line. There you go. A 20-4 run to make it 226-24. So tell me, are you serious? You'll talk about this game for a long time?
We will. Yeah, I think we're gaining a lot of experience. And I think that as a team, that's more valuable than winning one game. I think that the coaches are amazing this season. They're really great at, for our B team, they're really great at breaking things down for us. We all look up to the Rollers. So I think they're going to be watching the tape, and you got to watch the footage to get better. We want to watch good derby to get better. Well, the Bay Area is bringing it.
They are bringing it. Here is that lull them to sleep superstar, Killer V for the Supernovas all night long. Just forward progress, just scoring points. That's what they're about. Taking on, here they're down in turn one, taking on the tripod of Humboldt. Meanwhile, Chakra Punches had to pass the head cover again, and Stranger Danger being held up. Killer V, great along that outside line. Look at that skate work. And calls off the jam. Enough of that.
Another heavy hitter, Stranger Danger, really pushing that pack, really getting them tired.
You know, when you're ahead by over 200 points, you can say, I've had enough. So 22 minutes to go, a little over. Rex is in there and Cherry Bomber. I want to see Cherry Bomber go full tilt here. That's what I like to see. Look at that. Cherry Bomber pushing and pushing. And meanwhile, Rex is the one that breaks through and becomes the lead jammer. Cherry Bomber breaks loose too, but then knocked to the floor by the secret cervix. All kinds of hard hitting here. Rex was dropped. Otter Pop able to slip away. Rex able to slip away from Otter Pop. Now there's a power jam, just what you don't need. As the barrier, look at that move by Rex, dropped underneath, and now calls off the jam as they go to the floor. Now tell me the truth. How sore are you going to be tomorrow?
Definitely 75%, if not 110%. It will depend.
So anywhere from 110% sore to 75% sore?
Mm-hmm.
My goodness. 241 to 24. I mean, when you had your first bout and you woke up the next morning, what did you think? Did I make a mistake?
Sometimes I say that. Sometimes I'm like, you guys, we do this for fun, with that tone. Like, I think it's brilliant. It's one of my favorite countercultures. There's so many fun traditions in roller derby. And, you know, Humboldt County is not Humboldt County without roller derby, to me.
Well, you know, I've lived here for almost 50 years. And I lived here when it didn't exist. But I do think it's one of the coolest additions that occurred. So,
yay.
Now, if you're the hometown band, do you play So Glad You Made It? The team comes up and is spanking you by over 200. Do you play that? I don't play that. I keep that one for, later in the year.
We do love the Supernovas. Gosh, you know,
have you played the Supernovas before?
I think so. Yes. Yeah, I was in a lot of the Roots meetings, but not many of the roller meetings. But we've had secret cervix here before. That name rings a bell.
Supernovas on a power jam, and I'll tell you, as well as they play defense, their offensive blocking is great. When I was a kid, I used to watch SC on TV. It's like Student Body Right.
Nice.
Look at that. And it helps when you have somebody like Zoetrope, who is a tremendous jammer, speed, agility, moves, got it all. And you know, the other thing is, with the Supernovas, their jammer passed, and they're just looking for somebody to hit. Wow.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah, take those notes. You know? Just hit somebody.
Jamming's so much fun.
Jamming is fun?
I think so.
What's more fun, jamming or the defensive side or the offensive blocking? The blocker for the defense, the blocker for the offense.
They're both equally fun. Gosh, jamming's just really, really fun because you get to try new things with those blockers. You can come in hot, you can move laterally, you can juke.
Well, Zoetrope's going to call off the run 28-0 on that run. And she came in hot. She juked. What else did she do? Laterally.
Left, dancing left and right.
Apex jump. What are the other ones? Unbelievable. Give me some vocabulary. They're doing it all. 269-24.
Back on the jam.
What's the most points you've ever seen scored in a roller derby bout?
think 30 something. It was like a arch rival world champs game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, low down, dirty shame throws a block and springs Marinator. Meanwhile, Humboldt just couldn't get loose. Oh, nice hit there by Destroyer, who's had a couple of big ones tonight, but still, Marinator keeps moving as it's hard for Humboldt.
He just needs to
Skating forward, skating backwards, skating along the line. Unbelievable. Mad Plow finally loose and trying to score some points. Apex jump. Wow. All the way around. Finally, a Humboldt highlight. Following Otter Pop. Let's see if the blocking will get set up. And Mad Plow driven out. Meanwhile, Marinator coming around with much excitement as Mad Plow gave us. It's still a 16-4 run for the Bay Area, and they're going to do more. Winds up being a 20-4 run, 289 to 28 to 30. Excuse me. You don't want to be down by a multiple of 10. This is KCZH Radio 96.7, Eureka, California. And we're here at Franceschi Hall. We've got 17:33 to go. Meanwhile, it's not that I wasn't looking. It's that I don't even notice. But Killer V gets through every time. Nothing stops this person. It's as if she's wearing the invisibility cloak or something. How does she get out every time?
Making great legal contact and then just taking the inside.
I can't believe it. I swear to you, Latina, this person is going to visit us in our dreams tonight. Killer V can get through anything.
Skating circles in my mind.
He's a shapeshifter. She's like one of the magnificent, the Fabulous Four. What was the one that could go through stuff? And there she is. They're going to call out the jam. She's had enough. 301 to 30.
What a wonderful human. My goodness.
Killer V?
Killer V, yes.
She's living something right. There's, what I'm talking about? Her karma's so good. They don't even know. They can't even touch her. Rarely have I gone to a game where my team's down by a multiple of 10.
I mean, they look kind of similar. 301, 30. I don't know.
Maybe if we can get them to scooch that 0 over. Meanwhile, here's Rex. Oh, wow. Rotten to the core. Looked like she was going to drive her out. But
I think they did.
They did, but the bottom line is that Rex might have thrown an elbow there and gets penalized, which means that Stranger Danger gets out of the penalty box. There's a power jam at the moment for the Bay Area, but now it's Stranger Danger pushing, and being driven out. Here comes Rex. Humboldt better pay attention.
Rex is out of the box.
And that out of the box, and even a worse situation, power jam. So only the Supernovas can score, as if that's not news. Oh, hard hitting Otter Pop and Rex down to the floor. So now with Rex going to the box, that means Stranger Danger can come back out. You got to have a jammer. And Stranger Danger takes a hit and breaks loose. There you go. Rack them up 4 points. Stranger Danger calling out the offensive formation, but it's going to be sent out of bounds there by Harley Sin. Rex heading around again for another pass at the Humboldt defense, weaving their way through and breaking loose. Meanwhile, Stranger did that. Fans, let's go Rollers. I like it with 13:58 to go. And the score 309-34. Don't touch that radio dial. That's a correct score. Carl Sparks comes out for the Rollers. Got to be good for the Rollers to hear their fans still in the game.
Yeah. They came for a show. There's a show.
There is a show. And here's Zoetrope, who has been a show all night, a show unto themselves. The head cover was passed, and Sugar Rush is going to be wearing the cover. And Zoetrope, who took a hard spill there.
Oh, game number 2 for Sugar Rush. Wow.
Sugar Rush and Cherry Bomber, the two that are playing 2 games tonight.
Thank you for your services.
That's double duty. Completely 2 different experiences, because these the Bay Area team here, as far as strength of the defense, the quickness in which their team shows, and the hitting, completely different experience. No disrespect to the NorCal team, but there's a reason why this team is the 11th ranked team in the Western United States.
Yeah. Really talented. They're fast. They're strong. All we can do now is take notes, and they're all my heroes.
So Rotten Chulicor give a hug to Destroyer, like, wow, not our night. They have just focused on Chakra Punch. Man, oh man, Chakra Punch has had one of the most difficult nights they've ever had. This reminds me of the Bakersfield, although Bakersfield was this good defensively, but they were not this good offensively. This is the best offensive team I've seen. And defense.
But Chakra not slowing down.
Well, Chakra giving her all. Meanwhile, for the first time tonight, Killer V is wrapped up. I think Killer V is just tired. Pushing, and now through. Killer V is the lead. Hands on the knees, though.
0-0 Vix is
Slowly going around.
in the front, and then in the back, she's doing all the jobs.
Taking time off that clock. The head covers pass to Otter Pop. Killer V calling their blockers back. Meanwhile, Otter Pop looks like they're going to take the lead, Jammer. Pushing, and then knocked out by Tifa Knoxhard. Killer V, where did they come from? They just materialized, and they're in the league. So the jam is called off. And believe it or not, that was a standoff there, a 4-4 jam, 317-39. What's the lowest number you've ever seen scored?
I have no idea. Doesn't happen here.
Don't you pay attention?
It doesn't happen here.
You're the pro. You're the color broadcaster. Cherry Bomber, with that enthusiasm that Cherry Bomber brings, trying to break through. Meanwhile, Marinator taking the lead jammer for the Bay Area. Oh, meeting a tripod head on. Both players engaged right now. And Lil Killa, number 13. What a bout they have had. Unbelievable.
So much strength on the track.
So much strength on the track. And players down on the track. I'll tell you what, it's rough. Down goes Cherry Bomber. We're not used to seeing that. Meanwhile, Marinator blasting through. Cherry Bomber trying to pass the head cover, but knocked down by Lil Killa. And Marinator up front again, pushing and through. 9 minutes to go. Marinator up for another scoring pass. Met head on by Peaches and Scream. Cherry Bomber held up. While all the time coming up and knocked out, but coming up for another scoring pass. Cherry gets out, and now finally Marinator held up at least for a little bit, and now broke loose again. That's the end of that jam. Let's see, the points are awarded 20-0, 337-39.
So impressive. They're so fast. They reform. They talk to each other. They're doing all the things right. And all I can do is learn at this point.
Now, have you ever gone down on a trip to the Bay Area leagues?
Say that again?
Have you?
Oh, do you mean have I traveled down for games in the Bay Area? No, I am not yet a roller. We recently went to the Tomato Jam, which was a tournament with Carquinez Roller Derby, and that was a for fun tournament that they put on. They did a really great job. It was out in the North Bay area, which was in Vallejo.
There you go.
Yeah. So yes, Vallejo's Bay Area.
They do what?
Vallejo counts as the Bay Area. So yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Vallejo definitely counts as a Bay Area. Where are the road trips that Humboldt's taking this year?
That I'm not entirely sure on. I don't know.
They just throw you in the car and you just wind up wherever?
I just say yes, let's go.
Let's go.
Keep my bag ready.
Get those skates on and get out there. Rex, the spin moves and the ability to walk the line for the Supernovas has just been incredible.
I will skate wherever they want me to skate.
There you go. Rex with the Buddy Holly glasses, smashing into the corner. And there goes Rex again, breaking loose. Meanwhile, Humboldt has transferred the helmet cover, and Mod Behavior is stacked up. And now Chakra Punch doing just that, aptly named, trying to stop Rex. There's a lot of frustration. What a night.
Beautiful. Sweeping Rex to the out and recycling them. They got to re-enter the track now.
There you go. Rex calling offer blocker and engaged in a tripod short of turn 2. Meanwhile, Mod Behaviors made no headway since we last saw her. Rex is going out. It's a power jam for Humboldt. No, I'm mistaken. Rex just had to go back behind the defenders. I thought she was headed for the penalty box, but now engaged in turn number 2 and finally lose. And as always in this ball game, it's the Supernovas that get loose, or in this bout.
Bout game.
I guess ball game.
It's the same.
Yeah, it's just what it is.
Where's the ball?
Exactly. No, that's what we're missing.
It's somewhere in there.
Wow. 601. And it cannot go fast enough.
I'm also really loving how the Supernovas set up on the jam line, and they are strategic, and I think it's worth their while because now their jammer's out.
They are incredible at getting their jammers loose, which is exactly what Zoe Thorpe is doing right now. And one thing I think about their jammers, they really engage and roll. And my goodness, the skating is unbelievable. Here comes Cloverkill. But Zoetrope called off the jam. Another mark of a great team, they just don't let up.
No. I think they're having great fun right now.
Look at that.
Yeah.
They sprang Silly Goose, who's come in the game as a jammer, their first time jamming tonight.
Yep.
And they break away immediately to the lead jam and are knocked out by Otter Pop and then cut back in. And they're the lead jammer. Silly Goose pushing forward here in turn 1. It's Carl Sparks for Humboldt, but that defensive line that includes Lil Killa, that one's just their toughest line that they have.
Yeah, Carl. The more that they can push that group of blockers out, the more that they'll just let them go, and they're out.
And look at it, Latina, when you see it, they're looking to hit somebody.
Oh yeah. I love the hitting.
Here comes Carl Sparks around. Down in turn 2, Harley Sin knocks them out. Silly Goose, still the lead jammer. Got a couple of Supernovas in the box. Finally, Lil Killa goes to the box. Silly Goose engaging on the far side. Carl Sparks as well in the far straightaway. Carl Sparks trying to get some sort of head of steam going up, but Harley Sin's played a good bout.
And we got our front pack really containing Silly Goose. They're going nowhere. They are getting
a great job.
Yeah,
Silly Goose is going to call it off. That was an 18-7 run, 7 points, about as much as Humboldt has scored on the evening. 371-45.
Looking good out there, everybody.
2:29 to go. Want to thank Rennie Public Law Group, providing legal services and public agencies throughout California, practicing public law in the public interest. And then A to Z Eye Care, dedicated to providing the community with quality vision and care through education, technology, and excellent service. 2 of our underwriters. Thank you. $2:29 to go. And like you say, the team will be talking about it. We got a month to go before the next home bout.
Yeah, looks like Supernovas have been out here before, and they played a very unforgettable game. So I will remember that we played Supernovas for this game.
Well, Humboldt's still in a good mood, dancing around and having fun, but man, not their night. Chakra Punch, who's been darn near shut out the whole night, and Chakra Punch, one of the great performers for the Redwood Rollers, having a very tough night.
They didn't blow the whistle yet, and they were just jam happy.
Well, maybe that's a good way to get a jump on these Supernovas is go before the whistle. We'll show you. We'll get out in front.
Yeah, look at this jam lineup.
Oh, great job by Freddie Mercury pushing a player out of the way.
Beaches.
And Chakra. Oh,
Punch him in the
end of the second turn. Chakra Punch has had enough. Tonight has been so difficult. Now score some points. There's one. There's some enthusiasm. Right here at the end of the game. Chakra Punch being ridden out there in turn 2 and now totally blocked and knocking down Shreddy Mercury with Silly Goose back in there as a jammer for the Supernovas. My goodness. Silly Goose wasn't even a starting jammer in this game, just had an apex jump to the inside and took on a hit and still stayed in and still has passed and is still scoring points. This is a person not even a starter. They didn't put her in at the end. The jam is called off.
Pretty well done.
4-4 tie on that one, at least now as they're putting the points up. We'll see if they add any more. 375 to 49. We're underneath a minute. Yes, this has been a rough night for the Redwood Rollers. Well, this is how good the 11th ranked team in the Western United States or the Western United States. They are fantastic. The Supernovas have been great all night and breaking loose as players go flying, but out of there is Marinator spinning around, taking on the Humboldt defense once again and breaking loose, falling off the jam. And scoring 4 points, 379, 49. It looks like 3 seconds left on the clock. Now they're going to move it back to 11 seconds. There was a timeout.
What a pleasure.
Now, are they going to try to get 400? Is that the issue here?
Good whole number.
They've got Rex out there. Rex number 37 with a Buddy Holly glasses. 400 points. That'll be the day, right? Here we go.
Right, more high fives.
Teams congratulating each other. I mean, Lil Killer, I think, maybe the Jammers get all of the headlines, But I'll tell you, Lil Killa has played a great bout. That's who I would say has been the star of the bout. Lil Killa for the Supernova. Rex calls off the jam, and that ends the game. The final score, 379 to 49, a 330-point victory for the Supernova. Wow. Unbelievable. So,
We can't get them all, but we played a fabulous team.
379 to 49. Latina, thank you so much for being on.
You have a great time. You all do a great job of helping us archive our favorite sports. So
Well, you're
appreciate
very
your time.
kind. Want to thank the Speakeasy, New Orleans Style Bar in Opera Alley in Eureka. Want to thank Rennie Law Group, a public law firm handling public negotiations and municipalities and whatnot. Want to thank KZZH Radio. My executive producer is Matt Knight. Our broadcast engineer is Nate Dogg. The musical thing, Rink Rash, one of the great themes in roller derby, written, of course, by our friend Thomas Chan. Our next live broadcast of Humboldt Roller Derby will be Saturday, March 22nd at 5:45 right here on 96.7 KZZH. Streaming audio at kzzh.access Humboldt.net and streaming live video at Access YouTube page. For KZZH Community Radio and Access Humboldt, this is Paul Rousseau saying good night from Franceschi Hall. Once again, the final score, Supernovas 379, Redwood Rollers 49.